Hello, I'm Maricela Kelleton with another episode of Scope. The Papua New Guinea Fashion and Design Week Runway remains one of PNG platform that thrives on the creativity, skill and passion of ordinary Papua New Guineans who simply want to earn a living. The platform was not taken the task lightly over the years in ensuring that it lives up to its expectations.
High unemployment, high rate of socio-economic challenges, lack of opportunities and recognition for raw talent, no matter where they're from, where they live or where they are, they want to be heard because participants are Papua New Guineans and deserve better. The PNG Fashion and Design Week Runway Festival was just an idea, a concept and answer to these gaps. And the biggest and most experienced driver is the passionate Janet Sios. She wanted to create something that could be used as a mechanism for Papua New Guineans to appreciate, learn, inspire and be heard.
And every year we run these events mainly to continue the work that we started and bring about awareness and advocacy for the industry in the country.
Before the major runways, the festival raises awareness and advocates for sustainable growth, addressing challenges such as intellectual property, market access, financing for small businesses, and the preservation of cultural heritage through fashion design.
Basically with the intention of bringing awareness and advocacy for our people in the country to recognize the potential of the culture creative sector in this country. The culture and creative industry in the world, if you Google it, it is a multi-billion US dollar, $5 billion US dollar industry in terms of using culture and tradition and using arts and music and even fashion.
The vision of the festival is to develop a thriving and progressive cultural economy, while its mission is to create an ecosystem that fosters the growth of the cultural and creative industries, supports creative entrepreneurs, engages suppliers, and recognizes industry players. The festival upholds key values such as inclusiveness, promoting the rights of people with disabilities, emphasizing authenticity in design, advocating for equality, and recognizing the potential of fashion design and the culture and creative industries for socio-economic growth.
In terms of going forward, we would like to look at how the industry can contribute to export-driven initiatives. The government is quite serious about creating those economic zones, and why not have like an area where we set up factories and we encourage our own downstream processing in the fashion sector so we can produce jeans, clothing without designs on it and export it to the world.
The PNG FDW have delivered over 60 training workshops in 6 pilot provinces: NCD, East New Britain, Morobe, Milne Bay, New Ireland and Eastern Islands, with 882 stakeholders certified. In 2022, PNG FDW invested about 100,000 kina into the Women's Microbank. This money was raised through the sales of tickets in 2022, amounting to 50,000 kina, while the National Gaming Control Board dished in another 50,000 kina. The money guarantee loans for any designers that want to come and expand their business. So far, 2 designers have accessed around 30,000 kina to support their SME business, and hundreds now have skills they can utilize to sustain a living. Since 2016, the PNG FDW delivered Tribal Eclectic, showcasing tribal designs on garments. In 2017, Climate Change Awareness in the South Pacific. In 2018, Plus Size supporting inclusivity and body positivity. In 2019, Honor the Past, Celebrate the Present, Embrace the Future, Kokopo Runway. in 2020, making fashion inclusive and accessible to all. In 2021, the digital Vital Runway, Strongham Custom Walkabout. In 2022, also the digital Vital Runway Strongham Custom Walkabout, and 2023, the Fashion for Peace Runway. The recent hosting of the Fashion for Peace Runway on Saturday, 19th August 2023, was captivating and fascinating. The event, a collaboration between the PNG Fashion and Design Week Limited and students from the University of Papua New Guinea Creative Arts and Design Strand. First-year business student and model Samuel Kai Pipi said his intention of taking part in the show is because fashion is an art of doing business.
In fashion, it's about showcasing the products, like the designs, the designers' designs. It's like sales. The models are wearing it out there, and they're showcasing the designs to be sold out. So the reason why I took in fashion is because it is business related, and I can learn more about branding. And yes, it's mostly about business related. So that's why I took up fashion, just to learn something new.
First-year art major and model Zila Kepo said taking part in the show provides a learning platform for her as an art major.
Actually taking up creative arts and design, fashion is it comes in line with my course. So taking up modeling is actually a really good exposure for me, for my field of study. And I'm actually happy that I made it to, walking the big runway in the country.
The highest accolade on the night went to Wendid Amini Korimbo. Wendid's efforts and typically high standard of design and execution did not go unnoticed. The Central Designer's collection, inspired by her late father's love of Fijian shirts, was declared the best by the judges at the fashion event.
So when I was told I won there, I was very happy, but I was saddened because I just wished my dad saw my achievements. But it was like, to be honest, I was like speechless because I didn't expect to get an award when you're amongst top designers in the Pacific. Because this runway that we took part in was not only Papua New Guinean designers, but we had designers from Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, and these other Pacific Islanders. They've been on the platform for so many years, and for Papua New Guinea to just join and come in as a group, and for me to be recognized, it was like a great feeling altogether.
She dedicated the achievement to her late dad and her children, whom are her source of inspiration.
Actually, grade 12, and I didn't go to university, so I was a stay-home person. So I'm more like I learned what you say, street smart. I learned from what other people. I asked questions, and I'm self-taught graphics designer now, I can say. Sky's the limit. My advice to all of those ones who are trying to pursue a career in fashion designing, don't give up.
Fashion is an expression of self, a reflection of who you are and your innate ability and potential to inspire, to transform, to create lasting legacies, and to live your best life.
The Manam Story dates back to the 1600s, where records confirmed active volcanic activity on the island of Manam in Bogia District of Madang Province, PNG. The 2004-2005 Big Bang eruption forced the entire population of Manam off the island, displacing them along the coastline of mainland Bogia and Sumkar Districts into care centers. It is almost 2 decades since they left their island home and continue to live in 3 care centers. Over the years, population has increased over 20,000 as of 2023. There exists a very difficult socio-economic situation at hand. People's livelihood, both for the IDPs and the members of the nearby communities surrounding the care centers, had been adversely affected. Attitudes and shared beliefs about a range of factors, including health, work, money, religion, cultural taboos, the environment, population growth and demographics, family size and structure, immigration and emigration, lifestyle trends, and so forth have been mismatched over the years. The Manam Resettlement Authority is now calling on the government to actively fund this project so that it can meet its expected targets as stipulated under the Manam Resettlement Authority Act 2016. Overall, it is given the displaced a new home.
Like I just read last week that the Bougainville experience, Mount Bagana erupted, and for 3,000 people, they've just allocated 12 million kina. Here I'm trying to get 12 million kina over 3 years, and I can't get 12 million kina over 4 years now. Where's the fairness and the justice in all of this? You have 3,000 people, I'll go 20,000. You allocate 12 million and you give me 1 million for this year. I can't do anything like that.
The Manam Resettlement Authority was established by the national government with the enabling legislation of Manam Resettlement Act 2016. On March 31, 2016, the revised Manam Resettlement Authority Bill was passed in Parliament. In August 2018, Ken Fairweather was appointed by the NEC as chairman of the Manam Resettlement Authority. On March 12, 2019, an acting CEO was appointed. It was then that a MARA office was officially set up in Port Moresby. Mr. Fairweather resigned in mid-2019 due to government's lack of commitment to fund the project. Dr. Boga Figa was appointed as chairman then on 1st April 2020. Acting CEO Richard Bayer was appointed in June of 2020, and the MARA office was relocated to Madang by a board decision. Mr. Bayer was appointed as permanent CEO by NEC in December 2022. On April 24, 2023, Dr. Figa was reappointed as interim chair under Section 19 of the Manam Resettlement Authority Act. Under the MARA Act 2016, Section 4A to F, the authority is tasked to do the following, including to identify and acquire land for the resettlement of displaced persons, including to negotiate with landowners in Andarum, and to ensure that the human rights of displaced persons and the members of the host communities, being those living in the Asuramba, Mangem, and Potsdam areas, which host the care centers, are protected. Up to 5,462 hectares of customary land has been identified in the Anduram Census Division of Yawar LLG in Bogia District and Yangrit of Joseph Stahl Rural LLG for resettlement. Customary landowners have freed up their land in exchange for basic government services, especially roads, education, health, and economic services in the area. A customary land access MOU was signed with the Madang Provincial Administration in 2013, facilitated by the Provincial Administration under the leadership of Ben Lange. CEO Mr. Bayer is vocal about moving on to the settlement project site in Andarum in 2024. It is obvious that the host villages and the Manam people will have to adapt and adjust their living. In this instance, he would like to see that ties are established beforehand by leaders of the parties concerned.
And then we need to bring our MARA staff in there, the offices and the accommodation area, to stay there and prepare the place, educate the people properly to receive these Manam Highlanders. There's an imbalance of population. Manam Highlanders, you've got 20 plus people coming in. And then you've got this Andarum Census Division people with only, let's say, 3,000 people. So you see the mix of people that will be there. The Manam people have been exposed to the outside world compared to most of these Andarum people. So you will see them. They are very easy-going people out there. So we have to be cautious about how we're going to bridge them together and then educate them. That's why a priority is to get our MARA team in there.
The Multiplication and Distribution Center is located at Daigul along the North Coast Highway. The vast project plains stretch from the roadside, extending to the base of the mountains, 244 hectares of land to work on. Greg Tuno, Mara's Culture Food Security Officer, has been ploughing and cultivating the landmass with a variety of food crops since the beginning of this year. He has already planted and yielded rice, bananas, and greens. His next mission is to plant taro, cassava, yams, and other food crops. Also in the plan are planting of trees such as the garlic nut, breadfruit, betel nut, cocoa, coconut, and those deemed vital. The bigger plan for the Multiplication and Distribution Center is to set it up properly as a downstream processing site. This program will be sustainable for the settlers and surrounding communities as it draws income-generating options.
Mibla ready, mibla yetlo. Tamulai mibla lailin guanta. Mibla like moligo na askim na. So mibla no desla no. Before oligo mibla go set him desla gan. So previously mibla multiply na ready mibla yetlo. Help him all time all like sit down that. Food security wise. We rouse him all place blow like put in another place. So Olga right local planes I was help him also. Now, firstly, we start our food crops, especially rice, and first plot blow me plan, the second one, third one, now you can start to put the seed to go down now. And the whole area will be covered by rice. So, and then by clearance by go, area boundary go stop, low mountain strip. So it's 244 hectares in total. This portion 183. So we start on the food crops now, rice, banda plot lab, the stakes, yes, you can see them 3,900 taro by go down on the following week. Yeah. So once rice you go, we assemble and then we got cassava sticks coming.
Mr. Baya would like to see all these projects lift off as soon as possible. He states that currently there is too much liability involved.
From my view, Manam people sitting in the case centers is a liability to the state. They will continue to argue with the state until they are settled. So let's work on it. We've got a good board in place who understands the management. We've got good political support. Our local MP is 100% supporting this project. There's got no interference with us. It's helping us. So far, about a couple of weeks ago, they gave 3 vehicles to Manam, help us with the logistic problem. It has given outboard motors and dinghies to the Manam people. It's included them in the cocoa development program. So that's a good part. We've got political stability to support this program.
Andarum is one of the least developed hinterlands in the Yawar LLG with little to no basic services. Manam Resettlement Authority and a media team visited Sokmun village, located near the settlement site, to see the developments so far. It was disheartening to see people lacking basic services and needs such as health and education. Local leaders and landowners who have signed documents with the government have lost all hope. There is uncertainty in the air amongst these people, whether or not it was all just lip service.
So, emino receive la life, before time mipla, ikisim pain na ikam ina plong. Time marai I form, mipla I tingosem, hembai kam planting mipla tok, hemurok lo giamane mipla ya, gabman em one pla giaman gabman lo this the country. Only enough lo come up in one pla development inside lo kind area also. So planting blom mipla ika tromboy this la stone go na. Now yeah lo 2023 only looking mosem. Construction even start lo barit planting blom mipla bili mosem. Now mipla bili mosem mipla yamamas long marai ikisim road I come inside long side lo resettlement side.
Philip Bangtar is councillor in Sokmun village and a board member of the Manam Resettlement Authority. He called on the government to honour its end of the bargain by bringing in services of the government such as upgrading and stocking of the aid posts, building schools and roads. The Andarum area is sparsely populated and most health centres and schools are miles apart. Children and youth of school age find it hard to attend school daily. When they stay home, this increases the statistics on illiteracy.
Make a deposit of some form of payment to the traditional landowners. We've identified them already. We mapped out the boundaries already. We are in the process of surveying and valuing the resettlement land. It's better for the government to come in at this time when we have the technical people on the ground who can help to fast track this thing. That's the message to the state or the government. Provincial, the district administration teams, the national government, put up some money so we can acquire the land and convert this traditional land into a state asset. It becomes a stateless. So we can head on to this 3% of popular state leases that they've been talking about. If not depleted already. So we need additional land to be added to the land for the state. So Manam Resettlement is offering about 7,000 to 10,000 hectares. We have a good opportunity to acquire it now for the benefit of the Manam people, for the state and the traditional landowners.
Another challenge for the Manam Resettlement Authority is the mindset of Manam Islanders.
Our main challenges that we are facing at the moment, one is Manam people's attitude towards Mara and whoever is trying to help them. People need to change their mindset to appreciate what the government is doing to help them to get resettled. Some of the leaders don't seem to understand what's going on. They continue to argue and not support our activities. So we want these people to understand. Let's work together to help the Manam people to be resettled.
Manam Islanders in Mangem, Potsdam and Asuramba care centers are not the only people benefiting from this project. There are 4 impacted groups that Mara is catering for and looking into their well-being as well.
What people don't realize is that Manam Resettlement Authority has been given the task of, firstly, looking after the human rights of the Manam Islanders, secondly, of those who are the host villages in the care centers. And that is something that a lot of people do not realize, that those host villages around Potsdam, around Mangem Care Center, around the Asuramba care centers, their affairs, their livelihood, if they're going to be impacted by the Manam Islanders or the internally displaced people, then that's a responsibility of Manam Resettlement Authority as well. Now we also have the rights of those who will be living along the road corridor, the impact corridor that goes from Bogia all the way down into the Underroom Census Division where the resettlement site will be. That's the third impact group. And then the fourth impact group is the people who are living in Underroom who have agreed to give up portions of their land for resettlement. So we need to look at their livelihood as well. So we've got 4 groups of people we are dealing with. It's not just the internally displaced people who are currently living in the care centers, as well as some who are living on Boisa and Manam Island.
Currently, the Manam Islanders' way of life has been disrupted. This group of people have a strong cultural tie to their traditions and customs, one of which is the kukurai system that is slowly diminishing. Children who were born in the care centers, who by now would be 16 and 17 years of age, do not know much of their culture and way of life on the island. The resettlement to another place would be foreign to them as well. It is a big shift that needs a holistic approach. Enoch Joro works as a land officer with Mara. Enoch is from Boakure village on Manam Island. He shared his thoughts about his island home and his gratitude for what Mara is doing for his people.
I'm from the Boakure village, so my whole of my land is covered destroyed by this volcano eruption. So I have no land to go back to and settle there. I can just go back and get certain things and stuff like that. Arable land to use to settle and make life, bring back life. There's no land, so this underroom land up there, it's a very big benefit for me and for my people. So we have to. But the island life, it's drastically changed when we came to the Casentas. I feel I can't express my gratitude towards these officers. So if they are here, then, and I'm an islander, so why not? I'll stay here with them and bring my people to Underroom.
The Manam Resettlement Project is a massive humanitarian project not for the faint-hearted. While a lot has been achieved, the Manam Resettlement Authority still has so much to do.
And that's been another edition of Scope. Thank you for your company. Good night.